Hi friends, welcome to Moms and Money, where we talk about managing money, making money, and saving money for the women in the household. Today, my friends, I'm going to share with you what has helped me with impulse buying, what really worked for me, and I'm going to be sharing some tips to see if maybe some of this will work for you. I know impulse buying is just one of those things where it's like you don't even realize that you're engaging in it until it's too little too late. Okay. It's like you're just buying things because you're feeling a certain emotion, just like emotionally eating. Retail therapy, it's the same thing. To me, it does the same amount of detriment to your life, where emotionally eating can be very, very unhealthy and can lead to an unhealthy lifestyle. And emotional spending, or retail therapy, as people like to say it, a lot of people say it like it's a good thing, but emotional spending can lead to detriment to your financial life. It can cause rifts in marriages, in partnerships. It can make you really not be able to communicate about your finances to your loved ones. So, emotional spending is a big thing. I wanted to talk about it now because I feel like there are so many things going on in the world. Every single day, I feel like it's just something that just weighs on our hearts, or it's so heavy, or it's so sad. It's so depressing that a lot of people I feel can turn to emotional spending, me being one of them. I mean, I'm talking to myself in this video as well. And you don't want to make these mistakes or make these small decisions that adds up to a really big mistake during this time, because it's such a trying time. So I thought I would just share some tips if you are having a problem, emotional spending, if you engage in retail therapy or anything like that. So the first thing you have to do is you need to pinpoint your triggers. Now, a trigger is something that is triggering you to impulse spend or emotional eat. I mean, whatever it is that you want to, whatever habit it is you want to break. Usually it's something that triggers you to do it. So I'll share with me personally what my trigger was. So, and it's kind of weird. I don't know if anybody else has the same trigger, but if I was feeling really good or feeling really happy or just had an awesome day, I would feel like I want to go shopping. I want to shop because I had such a great day. I'm just like that. Whereas most people, they do, retail therapy or emotional spending because they're upset about something, or they're hurt, or they're sad, or they're angry. For me, it was like, I'm so happy. I need to go on Amazon, or I need to watch a video on YouTube about all the top 10 things that Amazon has right now. And so I would go on and watch the video, and then I'd be like, oh, I need that. I need that. I need that. And I started saying to myself, oh, I need this, or I need that, instead of saying, Gia, this is just a want. Really? Do you really need something in your kitchen that dices up, your onions for you finely, or in perfect little squares? I mean, it's just, you start really I started thinking, gee, are you crazy? So that was a trigger for me. But then I thought, I want to be a happy person. Of course, I want to be happy. I want to be in a good mood. I want to, just be kind to others, everybody around me. So I need to start reframing my response to being happy, instead of saying, oh, let me just treat myself since I had such a great day. I was so happy. I had to reframe it like, you know what? I had a really great day today. I feel really good. I'm going to just leave those things that I have in my cart where it is. I'm going to talk about that a little later on in the video, but that was what my trigger was. And it was important that I identify that trigger. And it's important that you identify your trigger. So the next time you feel the need to impulse buy, first of all, you have to be able to define impulse buying. Impulse buying is literally buying something that you did not plan for, that's not an emergency, that it's not something that your family or yourself needs right this very second, and you're just buying it. And usually it can add up, to a certain amount. If you didn't plan on buying clothes for this month, but then you saw a sale and you said, oh my gosh, I want to get this right now. That's a form of impulse buying. Just shopping a sale just to shop it when you don't need anything. That's a small form of impulse buying as well. So, you want to start managing those things, especially if you have some strong financial goals, or you want to save a certain amount, or if you're trying to pay your way out of debt, you've got to tighten the reins on those kinds of things, because those kinds of things really start adding up in the long run. Okay. So that's really what impulse buying is. So once you understand what impulse buying is, it's important that you define the trigger. What is triggering you to impulse buy? Okay, maybe you're sad, maybe you're happy like me, maybe you're frustrated, maybe you're upset. It could be many, many things, but try to identify what that is, so that you can reframe it and decide what you want to do instead of emotional spending. The next thing I want to talk about is something that helped cure my impulse buying altogether. This is the tip that helped me to stop. I call it the LIC method. That stands for leave it in the cart. Leave it in the cart, girl. Okay, you're on Amazon. You just watched somebody's video on YouTube talking about, oh, look at these things I got from Amazon. They are amazing. And you know it's not something that you need right this very second. Leave it in the cart. Leave it in the cart for a couple of weeks. See if it's something that you really want. Okay, because this is how you end up buying things that you don't need, and your house gets full of stuff that you no longer want or no longer need. And that's when you have to start decluttering. Trust me, girl, I've been there. I know firsthand what that's like. Okay, so leave it in your cart. Leave it in your cart for at least 2 weeks. If you still want it in 2 weeks, then you can plan for it. And we'll talk about that in a later tip. But leave it in your cart for at least 2 weeks to see if it's something that you even still want in 2 weeks. Okay, because usually when you're impulse buying, you're just buying just to buy, okay? And it's not even something that you really want. So leave it in your cart for 2 weeks, circle back, and see if it's something that you still really want. And if you're finding it that it's hard to leave it in your cart, then you really got to work on it mentally, girl. Make yourself do it, okay? And you can make yourself do it by incentivizing yourself, okay? That leads us to the next tip. Incentivize yourself, okay? I'm not saying that you never have to splurge on yourself or you never have to buy any of your wants and you only need to buy your needs. No, I'm not saying that at all. We're all human. Of course, you want nice things in life. I'm not saying that, you have to just eat pork and beans forever and that you can never go on vacation or you can never buy yourself something nice. No, I'm not saying that. Of course you want to do that. But the difference is you want to give yourself something to look forward to. So let's say if you don't impulse buy for like 3 months straight, then you can set yourself up and plan. Okay, that's the next step. Plan to buy something that you really want. And since you're planning it, it's usually something that you really, really want, and it's not something that you're just impulsively buying. And it's really motivating if you give yourself a certain amount. So let's say you just left it in your cart, and then at the end of 2 weeks, you just took it out of your cart, and you did that for 3 months straight. And you did not buy anything that was not in the plan or was not in the budget, and you did not impulse buy for 3 months. Then at the end of that 3 months, give yourself a certain dollar amount and say, okay, I can buy anything I want with this. Okay, and honestly, you're gonna find that you're only buying the things that you truly want. You don't want your house full of crap, girl. Trust me. I know. You do not want your house full of crap because you're just gonna be taking that crap out of your house later on. Okay, so really think about what you want, and by incentivizing yourself, you really get a chance to think about what you really want. Okay, and my last tip is PYP. Plan your purchases. Plan your purchases, okay? Not only with budgeting do you plan your needs, but plan your wants too, which by the way, if you haven't budgeted yet, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you don't know how to budget, or you want to learn how to budget, or you want to make a better budget, you could download my free zero-based budget in the description box, or you could purchase some of my budgeting printables if you're a pen and person paper. If you're Excel, you can download the free zero budget template in the description box and start. Look at the playlist. You can tap this eye right here to watch the Budgeting for Beginners playlist to start yourself up, because planning your purchases is key. Okay, when you plan not only your needs but your wants, you're able to define what it is that you really want. Okay, start planning these purchases so that you're not just frivolously spending $100 here, $50 here, $20 here. Trust me, girl, that stuff adds up. And when you take that money and you buy it on stuff that you don't really want, it takes it away from the things that you really want it to go to, like your debt or your savings or retirement funds or saving for your kids or saving for a vacation, or maybe you need to save for a new washing machine, or you're saving to finish your basement, or you want to fix up your yard like us, It's like those little frivolous amounts, like maybe $25 here, $30 here, $40 here, those little amounts that you spend on Amazon, that stuff really adds up. And you don't realize that it adds up until you really sit down and do your zero-based budget, which means you budget every single dollar amount that you receive. You're going to budget and allocate to a certain category. You don't know that stuff adds up until you really sit down and look at every single transaction that you have purchased. And I know it sounds daunting, but it's so easy. I reconcile my budget within 15 minutes. I do it usually every 2 weeks at this point now, and I'm done with it. Okay, if you stay on top of it, you make it a part of your routine, you're done with it. It makes it easier for you to plan what it is that you want to buy, so that at the end of those 3 months that you waited when you're not impulse buying, you have a nice amount that you can just go to TJ Maxx and splurge. Okay. For me, it's Amazon, because we're staying home right now. We wear masks everywhere we go. We don't just go out and shopping, but maybe you're one of those people who wear your masks and you still go to TJ Maxx and Marshalls and stuff like that. I used to do that too. That kind of stuff adds up too. Have a plan. Even though it's hard to plan for Marshalls and TJ Maxx because you never know what kind of deal they're going to get, but only go when you have already rewarded yourself. Here's $100 going with cash, by the way. Here's $100. Let me go ahead. I can buy whatever I want in here because I've been doing really good. I've been crushing it. It is better to use cash. I have some cash envelopes in the description box as well. Cash has really helped me to stay on our grocery budget, even though I haven't really been using cash since the COVID-19 outbreak, because I just like to minimize our chances of ever coming across that virus. So I don't use cash, but I still use my cash envelopes, and I actually did a video about our cashless cash envelope method. You can tap this eye right here to watch it. But you just have to plan your purchases, plan your wants, plan your needs. The more you plan, you guys, the more control you have over your situation. Leave a comment down below. Have you struggled with impulse buying, with retail therapy? Have you struggled? And if you've struggled with it, how are you overcoming it? Or how do you plan on overcoming it? Or how have you overcame it if you've already done it? I know for me personally, like I said, leaving it in the cart has helped me tremendously. And of course, not going, shopping randomly has helped as well. Like those Marshalls and TJ Maxx trips, girl, they will get you in trouble. So leave a comment down below and let me know how you are working through this, because you want to control that. That's something that we can control right now. And it seems like with everything that's going on in the world, there's very little things that are in our control. If God is blessing us with another day on this earth, it is a blessing. It's a blessing. So we need to praise the Lord and thank him every day. And so we really need to be stewards with our money and do what it is that we need to do. We need to make those little strides, those little steps to become a better person, to become the person we want to be. Okay. It's not about competing with anybody else. It's not about comparing our lives with anybody else. It's not comparing our budget or our success or anything. You want to be the best version of yourself. And if you want to do that, you've got to start making those little steps towards change. You've got to, okay? So thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, you can tap my picture on the screen. You can also check out my previous video right next to it, and all of my social media platforms all listed down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.